Welcome back. I hope everybody's having a great day. Guys, it's been real busy this week, so I'm trying to get at least one of these videos out. I also have another moon video and some more Mars. I know you guys have been waiting on those too, so my apologies for that, but we're trying to knock them out. Now, this is the third photo that I was telling you about that me and Sarah were covering. Now, she sent me this. Now, this is called Tracy's Rock, and it's from Apollo 17, right? You're going to want to pay close attention because this gets really interesting. She doesn't believe it's a rock, and I don't either because of some of the details in the rock. But what's more important is in the background. Let's jump into that. Okay, this is it right here. And this, again, was Apollo 17. You know, you'll get the link to that. As always, you guys know that. This is a very cool photo. Now, the astronaut standing right here is, I believe, is Harrison Jack Smith. Now, you'll see him also in this photo here. He comes to the other side of the rock, right? Now, check this out. What I find interesting is that when you look at the weirdness on this rock, now, this is either a structure or an encrusted or just a manipulated spacecraft or something like that. Let me show you what I'm talking about. First of all, when you just look at this right here, look at the lines right here, okay? It looks like either patchwork, like they've done like little areas at a time to patch out and go over certain parts on this rock. Right here, look at the way this line goes across. You see, it looks like it comes around to this side, but it also goes down to here. See this? Has a line right here and continues on. So this line goes straight up, comes over to here, and you can see it comes over to this other area into the sunlight, right? Other areas of interest are here. If you look, there's some of the areas that have just been either manipulated more, like this area right down here. It looks like a straight piece of something. Not sure what to make of that right there. I'm going to try to put it in the middle of the screen for you guys. Right here, okay? We got pieces like this right here. Now you might say that's part of a rock. I can go with that too. No big deal. And then you get this weirdness up here where it looks like total different kind of texturing going on. See that? Compared to the rest of this rock. But again, look at the patchwork or something done on this rock. And it goes across and it has these lines. Also down here, you have, like, it looks like, again, patchwork of some kind of object or something on this edge of this rock next to good old Jack there. But check out the very light lines right here, just under this crosshair, right here going down, going like this here. On the edge of this rock, we have more lines here. Check this out. Goes up right here, comes across, goes up like the nice 90-degree angle right here. What are they patchworking here, guys? What are they covering up on this rock? Okay? And here's the funny part. This is not the main focus, although this is really interesting. When he goes around the other side of this rock, we get this. Now, have a look at this weird-looking rock. What I find interesting about this rock is that the way this thing comes off like this, you can almost see like a line right here. And you guys will see this much better because I'll put it in Photoshop for you guys right here. Goes down like this, almost have a curvature, goes back up the other side. But take note of the lines that are in this photo. Now, what I mean by that, we can see right here, there is a crosshair, so we can't go by that. But right here, there's a line coming down, comes straight down like this, goes over, comes up like this, goes around, comes back up. We also have another straight line going across here, and then it looks like it follows it down the side of this rock. And there's some kind of odd-looking shapes and everything down here, which I really don't care too much about. It's the lines that are in this so-called rock. Looks like it's been patchworked. Like, this is not a rock like you would think. Like, this is something much more than just a rock. It may be a craft of some sort, and it made it look like it's a rock. Now, you might say, well, this is a rock because this piece here broke off from underneath here. That could very well be. But what if, and it's a huge if, pure speculation because we really don't know what this is it possible if it is a spacecraft and something broke off of it, they just made it simply look like it's all rock? There's too many things and just weirdness in this photo to believe that this is nothing more than just a rock. Could it possibly be a rock? Absolutely. But just some of the weirdness in that. Also, take note of the rocks on the side of this right here. Right in the middle, you get this weird piece sticking out of this so-called rock. Right there. And you get this other weird-looking details in this rock to the left of it. What are we seeing here? Okay. Let's jump out of that. Go right into Photoshop. Here's the rock here. And again, I want you to pay close attention when we check this stuff out. Now, let me draw some lines to give you an idea what I'm saying as far as the shape of this so-called rock and the fact that these other shapes are here. Notice the lines here. See that? And the shape of this so-called rock, you can see that coming down. Now, it does come over a little bit over here. So, in other words, right here, this line right here, it should actually go down like this. It should have been more straighter than that. It should have been down like this to accommodate this other piece. But, regardless, you can still see this weird shape to this thing. Like, suddenly it stops here abruptly and comes right down and almost curves down to the bottom. I don't know, guys. I'm not quite seeing a rock here. Now, let's have a look. There's a couple areas I want you guys to see that's in the background, and it's really important that you guys pay attention to this. We want to bring out the lines. I've said this before. This area here, and this area is mostly important. I'm going to show you why in a second. Right here. Do you guys see the lines here? Watch this. Right here, I can see it going up like this, coming down. There's another one doing this. You can actually see it going like this. I just noticed that now, but I didn't actually draw this. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Very, very faint. And there's some kind of darker circle right there. You guys can see that? Right there. There's the line. Have a look. Right there. See that? Okay. Now, let's go piece by piece on this and see what we can bring out. Watch those lines. Starting to come out, right? Also, there's something else here which appears to have some lines. Look at the faint line coming down. Now watch. As we go along, we're going to try to burn these out a little bit more at a time. Check this out. Let me back out a little bit so clear it up a bit. You're starting to also see some white objects here that are being covered up. And you can see that. This is the actual objects right here, guys. What we're seeing here is the lighter pieces. That's the actual objects. And look at the way they digitized over this. Okay. Let's keep going with it. Okay. Put a little blur into it so it doesn't look too grainy. Let's keep going. More lines. More stuff being brought out. Okay. Keep going. I can see this area right here. Pay attention to that because it's very important. You're going to see what I mean in a minute. Right there. Also, take note of these other lines here and this other so-called mound. Now I can see this line here. Pretty darn good right here. Looks like it goes up like this. Comes back down and goes back up. Now let's see if I'm right. There it is, guys. Why are we seeing lines popping out of this thing? Two things come to my mind. One, these are actual shapes of objects, whether it be spacecraft, whether it's structures. I don't care what it is. The point is it's on our moon. Now, the two questions, again, are two things. Is this actual structures, what we're seeing here? Or is it manipulation? In other words, let's say I'm going to do this. I'm just going to draw some squares and different shapes. Okay. Let's suppose this is not a mountain here. This is just a blank, flat area like we got here in the foreground, right? And these objects are just sitting here. And you're like, okay, that's pretty cool. If they were to leave this like this, clearly you know this is a structure. But if I was to go like this, and then fill it all in, you would not see individuality of each of these pieces. This is the reason why they're doing this. And this is the reason why you can catch certain little pieces sticking out of these rocks, right? Okay. Here's another thing on this side. Okay. Jump over. Check this out. You can start to see lines in here. Watch this. See the lines starting to come out of here? I can see that. Line, there's lighter pieces in here. This is the actual stuff here, guys. This is it. Now, I'm just going over this real quickly because you can see it, but it's not 100%. But it appears to be doing something similar to this. Let's see what we come up with. Okay. Very close to what I just drew. Also, take note of the stuff on the ground here. Check that out. That doesn't even look natural. And you can see that. There are pots laying on the ground here. Is it still visible? Let's have a look. It absolutely is, guys. It's right there. You can see it right here. That U-shaped weird looking thing. Almost looks like it has a circle and another circle within it. See that? Right there. Okay. There's more objects, guys. They're ghosted out. They've been taken out of this photo. Now, again, we've got these weird shapes in here. Is it possible that they just went, okay, we need to block this pot out. So let's just make a line here. And we'll go ahead and just block it out and make our own texture and everything else. Now, let's have a look at another photo. This is the front side of it, where Mr. Jack Smith is standing. Now, let's throw some lines in this. This is what I'm seeing, and it doesn't look like just your average rock. It's the way this thing is shaped. Also, take note of these other indentions in this rock, right? Now, I did my best to show you this crosshair so we don't mix that in with the lines, right? Because you can see the lines again going like this. And there's one going down like this and then down like this, right? See that? I find that a little interesting. Now, I'll go with the idea because this absolutely looks like it fits into this area here underneath this rock. Is it possible it broke off? Yes. But what if this is part of a spacecraft and this is just broken off on the ground and they made it look like a rock? I believe they've been doing this rock mimicking software right from the word go long before they went to Mars, right? And again, I've got these rocks. Look at that. Now keep in mind, guys, this is a stock photo. I didn't do anything to this. And I just now noticed this. Wow, this is cool. Right here. Check that out. I didn't even notice this. Right here, behind this piece doing this, there appears to be some kind of weird little pieces sticking in the back here. It's almost like every other one. It's circle, piece coming down. Circle, piece coming down. Circle, piece coming down. You guys see that? That is cool. Right there, very faintly, but there it is. One circle, two circle, three circle. You guys see that? What are the chances of a rock doing that? That's cool. I just now noticed those pieces after I looked closely at this one. Now, this could be shadows playing games. I don't know. But to me, that doesn't look natural, right? And there's another rock here in the back, which looks a little odd. But something that should be nothing more than a simple boulder. And yet, that doesn't look like a boulder to me at all. This has been totally manipulated, guys. 1,000% has been manipulated. Okay. Now, here's the next stage. This is cool. I don't know how familiar you guys are with the Apollo 12 mission, but one of the astronauts, Alan Bean, liked to draw the Apollo missions. Now, he would draw his own on 12, but he also did here on 17. He'd do other Apollo missions. Now, why is this so important? Let me show you something. All right. Here's the photo. Here's the first one. Here's the second one. Now, here's what I did. I did a side-by-side of what he drew and what this stock photo is, right, of Tracy's rock. Now, I want you guys to take note of something. Look at the detail in this. This guy did an awesome job. You can't help but to commend the guy doing this. Look at this. Look at the scaling. Everything about it. Look at the rover right here on the right, the rover right here on the left. Look at this. This is awesome. Now, I want you guys to take note of something. I'm going to zoom into the drawing side or the painting side that he's done. Again, look at the actual pieces here, but look at what he's done. Straight line going across. Look at the way that thing looks. The detail is ungodly the way he's done this. Now, here's the one detail I want you to really notice. I want you guys to look at the rock. We're going to go ahead and do this because this is where it's important. I'll put it right here. Okay. Right here, you see the top of this rock, and then, of course, you got it right here. Look at the small mound behind it. Well, it's probably not small up to them if they were to walk up to it, right? Right there. Okay. Really, really good job of putting this thing together. Really, really good job of painting this, and the size is like uncanny the way he did it. Now, question. On the original photo here, on the left-hand side, we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to zoom in. Here's the mound right there behind this rock. Look at this one right here. Pretty flat, and a couple little details in it. Nothing fancy, right? Nothing really there. Right? Now, I showed you those lines are actually there, right? They're right there in the original photo. Right there coming down. And there's one above that. Now, here's that white piece that I showed you. Here's what's crazy. Where is this flat rock here? Now, look at this. Why does it look like some kind of opening or rectangular piece? But what's important is you look at this. Look at the front of this thing coming down, slopes down. You can see a line going like this. Comes down, kind of wraps around this piece, comes up. Pay attention to this piece right here. This is what I was telling you. Now, I didn't get this photo until after, guys. I already enhanced in Photoshop this photo to begin with. I've already done it. Now, interestingly enough, Sarah sent me this photo later on saying, hey, look at the drawings that Alan Bean had done. He likes to draw all kinds of photos of different missions, and this was one of them. Funny thing is, I already enhanced this before I even got this photo. And again, we can zoom into this. Look at the lines in this. This piece is going down. You can see that right there. Look at this piece right here. I'm going to circle it right there. Right there. Now watch this. After I enhanced it and I did the comparison, check this out. Here it is, guys. It's right there. You've got this weird line going like this, kind of coming down. But look at the way mine is. And then look at the way his is. You've got this weird line coming down. Right there. And it has that other piece right here. I think it's pretty odd. Pretty odd coincidence that I happen to have that. And like I said, he's not going to come out and draw the thing entirely. Alan Bean was actually trying to show the truth through his paintings. Of course, he couldn't draw it completely out because obviously they say, what do you think you're doing? You can't put this stuff out. But funny enough, like I said, this is the photo, the original. You can't see that. But after I enhanced that, this popped out. Look at it. And again, it's uncanny, just like he's got here with this piece here. Right there. And again, a line coming down. Now, it doesn't look exactly what he's got, but again, he can't really do that all that much because they'll be onto him. But it has this weird kind of piece coming down right here. You can see that kind of weirdness. But again, he can only draw so much because obviously they'd be onto him and they wouldn't want him to do that. Now, if you were to think about it, it kind of does go like this. See that? It kind of does do that, but it's more sharper here. What I've got goes like that. Again, I don't think he wanted to actually draw the thing out completely because he probably would have been killed off. No, I'm kidding, but there's no way they would have let him put it on there. I'm sure he had to get approval from NASA once he's done this, right? Another small detail I just noticed there. That's right here. Check this out. In the dirt. Wow, pretty interesting. It looks like it kind of does this. And it has another piece coming down. Looks like it does this. Kind of wraps around. See it? Pretty interesting. There's a lot more in these moon photos than we can ever imagine. And it's right here in front of our face. This is crap right here. Absolutely. This is not the real deal. It's a texture being put over this. Even here. Look at this. You can see this on the very edge of this so-called mound right here. It kind of stops there, but there it is. You can see pieces, bits and pieces, these white pieces inside here. Look at this right here. Kind of looks like it's doing this. Kind of weird. Not sure what that is. And you've got these other parts in here that look like there's something being hidden in here. Look at this. Almost looks like it's doing this. Something's in there. I don't know what that is. Couldn't tell you. But something else is being hidden there. There's a lot being hidden in this photo. All I do is brought out lines, and this is what we ended up with. And again, we have stuff that's right there. There's something on the ground there. These other parts here on the left. Guys, stuff is everywhere. Check this out. Not sure what to make of this, but it's in fact in the photo. What are we looking at here? There you go, guys. Pretty interesting. Like I said, the stuff is there. I don't believe this is a rock at all. I believe it's much more than a rock. Just judging by some of the things on the other side of this so-called rock, we've got these other weird-looking rocks and things up here. And here's another thing. I don't know if you guys noticed. I'm sure a lot of you guys have got real sharp eyes. You probably noticed this. What about this thing that looks like a UFO up in the sky there? See that? See that? What are we looking at there, guys? What is that? Almost looks like there's two pieces because there's one like almost like a peach color and the other one's like a more of a bluish gray. What do you guys think of that? Yeah. A lot of interesting things in these photos if you really look, right? Anyway, guys, what do you think is going on here? I see that rock doesn't look like a rock to me. You could say, well, in some ways, absolutely looks like a rock. But then you look at the details and the shape of this thing. Is it just coincidence that this happens to look like that? Is it a structure, some kind of small craft or a piece of a structure or craft? Who knows, right? Pure speculation. But when you enhance this thing in the background and bring out just strictly lines, again, two things come to my mind. One, these are actual structures and they're just blending everything in to look like one big mound. Or it's sections where they sectioned off to put a different texture to hide what's under that texture, and they're trying to hide that. So there's two possibilities. And again, we've got Alan Bean, who likes to paint a lot of these Apollo missions. And coincidentally, when you look at that back mound where he's drawn, it looks like longer than the actual original photo from NASA. His differs from it. And again, I got that Alan Bean photo later on. Sarah had shown that to me. So again, thank you, Sarah, for your support and showing me these different things. And the funny thing about it is, like I said, I already had enhanced that, and I seen all of those pieces. I went, wait a minute. So I clicked on that photo. I said, oh, wow, look at that crap. Coincidentally, again, they both almost matched. You got that weird piece that looks rectangular. You got that kind of stretched out piece, and it looks like a darker area where he's drawn. It differs a little bit, but he cannot show what he really saw in this photo. He's probably seen the original one and said, oh, yeah, I'm going to have to kind of doctor it up a little bit and, you know, not give it away too much. But he wanted to give out some aspects of that photo, and this is the reason why you can see why it looked different from the Apollo mission. Anyway, guys, give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Drop your comments. As always, let me know. Please like and share. Always appreciated. Guys, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so YouTube will share it. Also, if you're a new viewer to the channel and you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so that you'll be notified of all the new videos coming out. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Always appreciate it. I will see you on this evening's Hangout. Everybody have a good night. Peace.